I've learned that I need to be a partnership. He wants to be involved in everything. He likes to know about everything. He has an opinion about things and he likes to be heard, and it's a discussion and it's a dialogue.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. Hit the subscribe button and thumbs up on this episode. In a recent Mother's Day video, Sister Wives star Paedon Brown wished all mothers in his life a happy Mother's Day, but he deliberately excluded one mother. Paedon was born in North Carolina and is 26 years old. His parents Kody and Christine Brown were wed in the early 1990s. Michael T. Aspen, Don Pade, Gwendolyn, Isabel, and Truly were the couple's 6 children. Though they did not have a close relationship, Christine was always supportive of Kody's first 2 wives, Meri and Janelle Brown. However, she could not understand Kody's 4th wife, Robyn Brown. Kody ignored his previous 3 wives as he focused on Robyn. Having witnessed this firsthand during his childhood, Paedon became more vocal as he aged. He held Robyn responsible for disrupting the balance in the house. Christine was among the first wives publicly to denounce Kody. In 2021, she finally called it quits with him after dating him for 25 years. Paedon mocked the altercation in the Brown family and openly supported his mother's decision. I have noticed, however, that he has since severed relations with the polygamous family. On his Mother's Day update, Paedon joked Robyn was excluded from Paedon's Mother's Day greetings even though he wasn't active on social media. Paedon seized the opportunity to share a funny Mother's Day clip. In a clip he shared on his Instagram story, he wished all mothers except one well. Paedon humorously stated, "I wish a very, very happy Mother's Day to almost every mother out there, not every single mother." He also jokingly added that there was at least one mother to whom he wouldn't wish a happy Mother's Day, referring to himself as a ***tuncher. The video was shared by @JohnYates327 TV. Sister Wives fans wondered if Paedon was joking about Robyn in the caption that said, "I'm not throwing any shade, I just thought it was a funny thing to add." Someone complimented Paedon's humor on Instagram saying, "I love the amount of pettiness lol." A second user concurred, stating, "It's the very reason we love him." One user thought Paedon's remark was too much, stating it reminded them of Kody. The vlogger who uploaded the video blog stated, "Paedon wishing happy Mother's Day to everyone sans Robyn." Robyn was earlier demeaned by Paedon's. Paedon blames the breakdown of the family on Robyn. It's most likely not the first time Paedon has expressed his displeasure with Robyn, his 4th wedding to his father. Because he was a small boy, Paedon has witnessed his dad selecting Robyn above the first 3 of his wives, creating strain in their connection. Similar to me and various other Sister Wives spectators, Paedon has appeared that Kody prioritizes Robyn and their 5 children's needs and desires above the needs and desires of the rest of the family. Paedon's resentment towards Robyn has only increased in recent times, and he has criticized her publicly in interviews and on social media. Robyn is held responsible by Paedon for having created the gap between Kody and the rest of the family. Kody spent time at Robyn's place during the 2020 pandemic lockdown, and scolded other members of the family for violating his rigid CO-19 rules. Paedon and other people were able to notice that Robyn was Kody's main wife. In addition, in Paedon's opinion, Robyn acts like a victim, uses manipulative techniques, cries excessively, and encourages others to believe that she is Brown family's scapegoat, even though others in the family are experiencing it too. His relationship with Kody in the future does not look promising. Kody will not accept Paedon's critique of Robyn. Kody's relationship with his older children, especially his older boys, is not good. He wanted to spend more time with his children and modify the family structure following the death of his 25-year-old son Garrison Brown. He has not yet tried to reconcile with his children though. It is surprising that he and Michael T. Brown also have a strained relationship. Criticism of Robyn would worsen Paedon's relationship with his father when Kody refuses to make up with his children. Any criticism of Robyn would be seen as a personal attack since Kody has made it clear that she is his soulmate. I know that Kody holds loyalty and respect in high esteem, and that his bad relationships with his wife and his children were partly due to his lack of loyalty. Their relationship will also deteriorate further if he sees his son Paedon openly insulting his favorite wife Robyn. Since Robyn already feels left out in the family, I'm sure Kody won't be pleased if one of his children doesn't invite her to Mother's Day greetings. Although Kody and Robyn do not use social media frequently, they must have viewed Paedon's Mother's Day video, which would make them even more distant. Is P.O. being too critical to Robyn? Paedon can voice his discontent. Paedon had seen Kody downplay his relationship with Christine and withhold love from her that she deserved. He even went out of his way to exclude her from the family. As Kody mentioned that he was never drawn towards Christine, I can only picture how badly Paedon had to feel hurt. Paedon has been harsher than needed due to Kody's disrespect towards Christine. His complaints about his father now are more vicious than constructive because he is so let down by him. Paedon also does not recognize that Robyn is not entirely to blame for the breakdown of their family. Kody is also at fault for not being able to form close relationships with his wife and children. Robyn has helped to undervalue his mother and Paedon is committed to Christine. It would therefore be understandable if he vented out his anger. Paedon was entitled to judge Robyn even if his criticism sounded harsh. In spite of having the power to alter Kody's actions and bridge the gap between him and his children, she chose to play the victim. She disregarded Kody's previous relationships by calling herself and her children his core family. Consequently, Paedon could have had a valid reason to exclude the controversial Sister Wives cast member from his Mother's Day wishes. Robyn's main piece of art from Sister Wives' $375 Passion Evening painting could symbolize her relationship with Kody. Although Robyn Brown and Kody Brown, stars of sister spouses, have been fighting a lot lately, they are still in love. And Robyn's extremely beautiful art collection might reveal something about their marriage that could explain why 3 other spouses fled. From David Yurman Ring of Kody's Wild Horses, the quality of the Rolling Stones ballad, Robyn also has a corresponding ring to inane couple paintings like Passion Evening, in which the Robyn doppelganger is kissing an ersatz Kody on a park bench. There is quite a lot of sappy symbolism in Kody and Robyn's fairy tale world of love. Robyn's 70K doll collection is evidence that she is an extremely imaginative woman. She has confessed that she likes to play with the dolls and even invents complicated dreams about them, such as female dolls and their ideal doll partners. It's barely surprising that Robyn gets dressed up and plays pretend with her toys in a world where the Robyn mania is burning like fire. That romantic, fanciful sentiment is echoed in the possession she chooses. Robyn desires to have the life of her dreams, and the furniture she surrounds herself with assist her in creating that beautiful vision. Passion Night might refer to intense physical attraction. Are they still together due to their physical chemistry? Even though the painting Robyn chose was within budget, it is one of a series, so she likely spent thousands of dollars to make her collection. She puts the companion paintings high on a wall in a row. A woman who closely resembles Robyn to the point of the humble print skirt hugs a male figure in the Reddit article above. This photo is probably a facade for Kody. It looks like something out of a Harlequin romance. In the city, it's love at first sight. The lights overhead twinkle, drawn into soft focus by the rain at night. After her last marriage was dissolved in tears, Robyn, the heroine, has clearly found the man of her dreams. She began building the life she had always fantasized as Kody's 4th wife. Her mind can stray through their torrid past when she glances at this painting. She might envision the kisses she and Kody shared while Christine Brown was in labor. Or the way Kody helped her pick out a wedding dress, even though he would not do the same for Christine or any of the other women. Perhaps like a queen and her king, she envisions herself sitting next to Kody during family holidays. In Robyn's mind, the ideal relationship looks as it does in so many women, perhaps the product of too much Disney conditioning. It creates the demand for an extremely handsome prince with all the moral attributes in the world. He needs to be truthful, faithful, and humble. In addition to being attractive, Kody hasn't always fulfilled this high standard. Robyn has been candid about it. However, Robyn Brown from Sister Wives isn't always the delicate Disney princess. She sometimes resembles a cat covering her claws. The iron first in the velvet glove is Robyn, the authority on passive aggression. No matter what, she gets what she wants. Robyn usually does live up to Kody's expectations, and she works hard at it. She'll steal away with a beauty bag and a hand mirror, even when going camping, and do the type of subtle glamour that her boyfriend desires. Whatever she does, she has to be the princess. He has said he prefers it and that she can lose her prince if she screws up at work. That's a lot of pressure. Maybe Robyn's secret wish is to slob around in sweats with no makeup on. The games persist because while she might wish for him to love her for what she is, Kody always needs the fantasy. And she does too, in so many ways. She was the wife who would do whatever it took to complete Kody's wishes. She gets Kody as reward in return, which at times is a dubious trophy. Is Kody a true winner? Should we fight for him? Fans criticized Robyn on Reddit for putting the PDA-heavy masterpiece on display in a public space where anybody could see it. Look how thrilled we are. Maybe they thought it was just another of Robyn's obvious power maneuvers. See how flawless everything is. We're living this fairy tale day and night. Isn't it amazing? One detractor made themselves heard in a Reddit thread that our court began was scouring the other forum for this statement. What a peculiar place to put art either. It's one thing to have newly found true love, but odd how their sensuality is on display at all times. As with everyone else, Kody, the guy they battled over, wasn't perfect. He's got his fears, his bad days and his doubts. This shadow side of life cannot be avoided. For all it is the same. Some folks are happier than others, but everyone must endure the highs and lows of life. It is thus very hard to say whether Kody's is a reward worthy of such intensity. There is a gray area. Robyn might find him useful, but someone else might not. 3 women have been hurt by Kody. They attempted to adjust to his all-consuming love for Robyn, but they struggled. His favoritism toward the brunette damaged them, and they still continued to feel resentment, jealousy, and resentment after years. Afterwards they left, and Janelle must have felt she was breaking the witch's curse when she exited her miserable marriage. She must have been shell-shocked as reality set in. She didn't have a great deal of money. This is not a game. This hurt is real. These are human people, not dolls, so it's not exactly a fairy story. Christine first went out into the unknown and took the brave step. She is an adventurous woman who chose to break the rules. She won by doing that. She is really unapologetically thrilled with David Woolley, her new man. She's found herself for Meri. The healing process was not as smooth or linear. Meri's new Worthy Up company shows one can begin anew and emerge happier, something she wished to do. Robyn's central piece is thus enlightening in a variety of ways. All has a romantic sheen because of the ideal romance veneer. Their tale of individuals who do not have the lovely paintings, coordinating jewelry, and ordinary pleasures Robyn does, however, goes far beneath all the lacquer. To attain a place of true self-acceptance, those women who, like her, were distinctive had to journey a lot of desolate long miles. Luckily, no one can deprive a woman of it once she reaches there. Is Robyn really satisfied with her monogamy? Kody is hard to live with, she mentioned. From the aforementioned season 19 trailer, Sister Wives is life without a happy ending. Even Robyn and Kody do not seem to be satisfied always. Everyone on Earth must encounter the strife of true life. Maybe the family's growth reveals that some people are not able to survive in polygamous relationships. They can see the relationship model as unromantic and a guaranteed path toward experiencing suffering. One thing about the Brown family shattered a trend. Kody loved Robyn alone. Even though it was for the best, this cascaded in an effect that wiped out everything. Ex-partners now get to go in search of happiness, which is different from individual to individual. While the fairy tale can be an accepted fantasy, sooner or later reality kicks in and women find ways to be happy without a castle and a prince. At that point they find out about themselves, still missing the ideal romance. Robyn sometimes looks uncomfortable in her relationship. She's not entirely at ease. The other women, the ones who left, seem to be coming to terms with the uncertainty. Meanwhile, as a reminder that life goes on after the fairy tale ends, they are rising from the ashes. One sister wives dream eyes to give birth to another. While many around the country went to their phone and platforms to honor the women who brought them up, the spring morning was awash with emotion and sunlight. Among such tributes was that of a young man who made a name for himself by speaking his mind and whose candor has often raised eyebrows and initiated debates in countless family gatherings. On a day meant to uplift the matriarchs, he posted a light-hearted but openly caustic message that went viral on social media. A friendly welcome to nearly all of the mothers in his life, with one calculated omission. The subject, a tall, affable man raised in a multi-traditional complex home, has never shied from the shadows of his childhood. He embraced openness, offering a commentary that walked the line between humor and criticism, while his siblings chose either silence or reconciliation. Although his Mother's Day greeting, which was posted in a quick Instagram story, was supposed to be in good humor, the reaction it garnered proved the emotional scars that were still lingering beneath the surface. As with many individuals who come from atypical family arrangements, he carries a complicated history. He grew up haggling emotional real estate, a lot more difficult than most since he grew up in a home where affection was divided up among multiple mothers and allegiance commonly struggled with fairness. Though she is not biologically his parent, the female he left off his holiday greetings to was long considered a figure of maternal relation. There were rumblings of change in the family when she was present, not only structurally but also control-wise, affection-wise, and attention-wise. This woman had financial instability following her into the family when she became a member. There were whispers of maxed-out credit cards, spendthrifts, and an appetite for luxuries that wasn't compatible with the cooperative living ideals the family had once set out to accomplish. As a result of their mutual duties and shared labor, some of the older wives volunteered to help her pay her debts. But what followed looked more like entitlement than gratitude. She soon gained control of the patriarch and rose in stature not just in terms of marriage law. Decisions seemed to be guided by her counsel, often at the expense of others. The man who once took care of the sensitive emotions of a number of wives and children began to withdraw from them, channeling his energies and presence to one house, one wife, and the children they shared. The family was touched by this subtle shift, which had ripple effects that gradually became waves. Her son, who only recently sent the infamous Mother's Day message, was one of the most vocal children to decry this development. He mentioned the favoritism that he felt had unraveled the bonds that once held their huge family together in interviews, podcasts, and even occasional social media updates. He laid much of the blame on the woman who was the center of his father's new monogamy. This fellow and his dad have drifted apart with the years. Loss, irritation, and dashed hopes have made the warmth once found in their father-son relationship grow cold and turn into something hard. The estrangement has not been undermined by recent disasters. Instead, they have underscored the deepening emotional distance. Unresolved tensions lingered when healing should have been a priority. Thus, his Mother's Day message was not so much a joke. It was a statement. It was a soft but powerful reminder that not all hurts are evident and that not all mothers are worthy of general adoration. His irony masked a pain that has lingered for years. An injury that results from a father's failure to equally stand up for the dignity of each of his children's mothers, as well as from a woman's supposed manipulation. The video was promptly condemned by fans and followers. His temerity was praised by some that depicted him as the ultimate of comedic justice. His remarks were considered offensive by some who criticized him for encouraging the same petty attitude he regularly condemns. One person suggested that maybe the apple hadn't fallen far after all when he compared his sense of humor to that of his father. A more profound question, though, remained amidst the laughter. At what point does expression of emotion become cruelty? And who decides? His mother, who endured decades of splitting her husband's home and emotions, has always been the recipient of the young man's ferocious loyalty. She was the first to quit because she had had enough of receiving less than she deserved. Her choice to quit was a declaration of self-worth that shifted the balance within the family. Her son's unyielding support for her has been passionate and well known. His criticisms are not uncalled for, even if they appear harsh. He saw his mother's suffering that was brought about by his father's choice and not fate. He saw her sacrifices ignored, her needs ignored, and her love treated coldly. In his view, the woman who became his father's focal point altered not only the makeup of his family but also its very nature. Others disagree with him, though. Some tell him to look beyond the surface and accept that his father made his own decisions and that blaming it on one person is too simplistic a view of the intricacies of human relationships. This alternative viewpoint contends that healing necessitates understanding rather than condemnation, and that accountability ought to be shared equally. For this man, however, mending might still seem unattainable. His anguish is not unique to him. It is echoed by the suffering of moms who were marginalized, siblings who feel invisible, and relationships that were given up on the altar of partiality. Although his movie was short, it proved to be a mirror reflecting the shattered past of a family. The woman who was excluded from the greeting has remained silent. She hardly responds to criticism since she respects the privacy of her inner circle. Even though those in the know report that the video was heard, experienced, and not erased, her husband, infamous for being rigid about loyalty too, has kept quiet. Silence in some ways can be just as loud as speech in families such as theirs. The absence of acknowledgement often speaks louder than words. The young man told more than a gesture when he opted to drop off one name from his Mother's Day tribute. He told some of his truth. Few would question his hardship, though all will not favor his method. There is more to his tale than a single mom and boy. The chaotic, awful, and marvelous mess of family life is the theme on how difficult it is to obey those who have wronged you and how brave it is to live that pain. It is the tale of a youth who has lived in a society where commitments are not honored and continues to seek answers. Debates continued during the weeks following the post. There were podcast segments explaining his choice. Speculation and theories burst in forums. In spite of their public and private wounds, the family of it all still lived, loved, and fought in the public eye. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Get more updates on a daily basis. See you soon.